friends.
Welcome back to On the Branch.
Well, apparently, we're right back into things.
Well, they're talking about stuff.
Yeah,
we have to start.
It's a story.
Unprepared.
Yeah. There's no time to explain.
Exactly. There is none. We had no break. We had like 5 seconds.
There really
episodes.
isn't, yeah.
Oh, do we have to go back to Corneria?
Yeah, apparently.
I was just about to take bets on Hidden
Plans.
Ooh. Hub of Galactic Peace. That's why it's getting invaded every game, right?
Exactly. How many times has it been destroyed and rebuilt now?
I guess that we know of, like, in canon, I think it's only been 3 times. This is the 3rd time it's been.
This is... You know what? Nintendo has a habit of doing this.
Well, I haven't played Assault. Does it get invaded and destroyed in Assault?
I don't think it does. I don't think it's... I don't think it is Corneria in that.
Well, we're back to Welcome to Corneria.
I like swords.
Yay, we did it! The thing we meant to do on the first episode. We got another chance! So I was going to say, let's take bets on the Venom, like, gauntlet, but we're not in the Venom gauntlet now, are we?
No, we're not.
So that ruins that whole spiel, because I was going to be like, well, there's going to be, like, a fight while you're in orbit to get down, and there's going to be the first level, and at the end of that, Starwolf's going to be the boss, and then at least one other level where you got to go through the tunnel gauntlet and fight Brain Andross. But I don't know. It's a whole new world now.
I know, right? Oh, hello.
So are we going to have to... Yeah, could you imagine if we were playing for score?
Oh, yeah.
We would be doing horribly right now.
What's this wee shit?
It's a good thing this is like, whose line is it anyway, and the points don't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless it's the sort of situation where the points do matter, and that determines what path you're on. That happens a lot. Oh, you can shoot those turrets from there up in the sky.
I can actually shoot them from a lot of places if I'm apparently a fucking spider in terms of perception.
Yeah, that would make for some really crazy plane star fighting, having to aim independently of wherever your aircraft is pointed.
Well, we kind of talked about this on one of the other episodes, but that is how the co-op is, at least.
Well, right.
Is the gun and the pilot are completely independent of each other.
But I mean, like, real life, imagine the brain power. Because I don't think there's ever been a fighter plane, at least not a single, maybe some multi-seat, if there's a pilot and a gunner.
Well, okay, so what you're describing is kind of like how traditional targeting is these days, in which everything is basically just based off, like, helmet cams. Mm-hmm. It's as simple... What happened there? Oh, what the hell?
This game wants you to know you're hurting, too.
Yeah, I really am, too. Which, anyway, getting back on track, the way I guess the traditional aiming works these days is everything is just targeted basically by looking at it. Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez.
Oh, like, you mean like how helicopters do it? Like military helicopters, how there's one that's like mounted on the helmet, and the direction you look is the direction that the turret rotates? Yeah,
more or less.
Well, and even World War II bombers were like that, right? Like, you'd have the waist gunner and the ball gunner, and they'd be able to fire in any direction.
Well,
get all the medals.
But I mean, that's different because they were, those are independent turrets. Mm-hmm. Like, they were actually in separate things with one another, so. And
there was a human individually operating them.
Yes.
Well, and that's what I meant, is until you got to very modern aircraft of, say, 10 or 15 years ago, that's all there ever was.
Yeah, well, that was the closest approximation we had to it.
Are you supposed to be fighting these guys, or...?
It's just a destroy as many things.
Oh, look at that. Pirate Andross. Was Andross a pirate? He's a space pirate?
Oh man, that explains so much.
Are we going to connect the Metroid universe here? Just out of the portal comes, like, all of the Smash Brothers roster?
Well, we did talk about that crossover episode.
I think that was a reference to Mega Man X, wasn't it?
I don't
Or Mega Man Zero. Because it's Star Fox Zero.
Can I destroy you guys? Come on. There.
Yeah. You could also hack them if you had the hacky bot.
Well, I do. I can turn into this and hack.
Oh.
But that's... I have to then land on its back as this.
Gotcha.
What are you guys doing
motorcycles.
Here? Yeah.
Can I would like to note how many of the enemies in this game are super cute.
Well, I mean, I did talk about it multiple times now, how, like, great the mechanical design and everything is. Whether it's just in terms of how cool it is or how cute it is.
Yeah, the art team put a lot of heart into this game.
Yeah, I will give them.
I wish the people designing the controls had put a little more thought into
it.
Well, it's probably one of those situations like you've played Rogue Squadron, another
yes.
3D, all-rangey type,
yes.
open space fighter craft game. When they tuned the difficulty for that game, they had played it so much that they didn't realize how hard it was. So that's why that game is impossible to beat. Like, I have yet to beat that game without
really
crazy cheating. Like, without going in and, because they built cheat codes into that game.
That was back when cheat codes were a thing in games.
Yeah, there's just no way I could have beaten Rogue Leader without that.
Really?
And it's because that game is just ridiculously hard, and they hadn't accounted for the fact that they were experts at the game because they played it the entire time it was in development. They played more than any regular player of that game ever would, even an expert gamer.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So it could be a similar situation with the controls for Star Fox Zero, is they just got used to the controls because they were using them so much and said, oh, this isn't a problem. Not realizing people are going to have to pick it, they got to Miyamoto it and pull someone who doesn't even play video games into the office.
You know what? I knew
we...
from the moment I saw this thing, like, there's no way this will not become a boss.
I thought we stole that thing, though, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
So why is it fighting for Andros?
I don't know.
Or was it a second one?
I don't know. I have a feeling it's the same one.
Yeah, bombs. You got 4.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Don't hoard them, hoarder.
Yeah.
Your lasers won't even dent that. Look for a weak point. Well, right now it's all hands.
Yeah.
Saying hands up, don't shoot. He's giant and black.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, I didn't design him that way.
Wow.
That's Nintendo. Oh, look apparently you can shoot his butt.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at his little butt. Oh, no, he's kind of close.
Wow.
Ow.
That... Did you transform on purpose?
No, it actually threw me out of it. Oh.
Well, we got close enough, it just really hurt.
Yeah.
Could they at least contrive a way for the other fighters to not be helpful instead of just running around in circles doing nothing?
Actually did nothing.
Now the weak points are on the hand, so they're gonna move around everywhere.
Okay. I keep shooting his butt.
This part would be so much easier. Maybe you want to. Are those his missiles or yours?
Ow.
Those are his missiles.
Ow.
Use your Bruce to get through. Hey, topical reference. It's the. I made a reference from this game.
Good job. You did.
Yay.
Whoa. Hey.
It's like a Dragon Ball Z character just shooting beams out of his hands.
Can I get some rings somewhere? I mean...
What do you think this is, Sonic?
Oh, man.
Just because it's been like Sonic the whole time, maybe there's something inside there? Or
no, I flew through there already.
You already raided that stockpile?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you can hit his hands from out here. Maybe you're supposed to turn into the chicken mode and... Oh, there you go. You shoot the missiles and they drop stuff. And then you can lead the missiles into his hands.
Yeah, well, then I die because his
die.
character model was like...
Gigantic. Alright, well, you gotta try again. Ahmed says we have to keep going.
Who's Ahmed?
Oh, that was the kid that made that clock that his teacher thought was a bomb. And
okay.
There were a lot more details to that story that came out after it was a big news story, but yeah, we like to say Ahmed is the timekeeper because it's funny to us because we're stupid. That's a thing between me and Amerith.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like it turned out that kid actually was constantly like on the teacher's nerves, and that was more of why they called the cops on him than anything. And he was like really pushing it. It's one of those stories where in the news, on the headline and for the first 2 weeks, the details you get are not what actually happened. You find out months later, like the details that put everything in context. And that's a lot of news stories, right? That's not just...
Definitely seems to be.
And so, but anyway, we started calling for Ahmed because we always say Aziz Light, like me and Jamie, whenever we want someone to turn on.
We all do that.
Okay, you do that too?
Oh, yeah.
And for our viewers that don't get the joke, it's from the movie Fifth Element. There's a little kid that is responsible for holding up a light at the beginning of the movie, and his boss keeps shouting at him to hold the light. I mean, it's not his boss. It's not important. Anyway.
It's funnier in context than we make it.
Yes, if I shout Aziz Light and you don't get it, we're not friends. You can't watch this show anymore. I've said it.
Unlike uncomment, unsubscribe.
Alright, come on, giant monkey. Oh, the butt does actually hurt him, so...
Yeah, it does.
Maybe that's what you want to be hitting.
Oh, come on!
That is cheap.
Seriously.
He stomps, and the air around him...
And then he does a 360 spin. Oh, come on!
This game is designed to be unfair. Alright, you can go inside the thing and pick up the rings now, though, right? They're back?
I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to get sniped out of the sky.
Oh, that's the building over there.
Yeah, let's find out. Jeez.
Little sparks on your R-wing. That can't be safe to fly.
No, probably not.
Better go land.
Look at that. There's nothing. No.
For some reason I thought we already, or hadn't come in
Holy shit.
He threw a building at you. Next time